I need to ask you a question. Be curious, Drifters.
Amelia's duel hits the front.
Immature is coming right away for Damien Oliver.
Bella Nipotina, and boy, doesn't she deserve this.
The Giga Kick's got a strong kick.
Golden Mile, soar out the mile. I'm thunderstruck over the top. Mr. Brightside has won the mile.
And Militarised blows them away in the Champagne Stakes. And she's a class act, pulling right away Prowess. And Zoo Gotcha won it by 2.5.
Zaki joined by Animo, who looks destiny in the face.
Bit of a sleep in the podcast this week.
Yeah, well, see, you know what it is? It's the this is a bit of like a hangover weekend. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because typically speaking, like we'd be having a bit of a breather post the Flemington Carnival.
Yeah, we might have to go all the way through. We might not have a break ever again.
We might not. Well, that's what the Drifters want.
Well, mate, I put it up yesterday on the stories, and there was a bloody outrage.
Barrage.
People are hating on us, but more importantly, they should be hating on you.
Yeah, it's my fault. I'll put my hand up, Drifters. Like, believe it or not, this isn't a full-time thing for us. I know that we're exceptionally gifted, talented, amazing at what we do, and you would think that something of this caliber and two astute form analysts of our caliber, you would imagine that this is therefore our full-time job and it's all we do. But believe it or not, mate, we actually pump out this level of content while simultaneously picking an enormous, astounding amount of winners, and we actually have day jobs as well, believe it or not.
9 to 5s, you might call them.
Yeah, you might. So yeah, look, my apologies, Drifters. I had a work commitment that there was no way I could miss it. So as a result, it's a Thursday, Thirsty Thursday, you might add. Probably my favourite night to have a beer. Thursday.
Yeah?
Nothing crazy, just like one with dinner.
Growing up, I always loved Thursdays because it was when footy training was on and cricket training.
Yeah, same here,
Yeah.
like rugby league training.
Yeah.
Just something about a Thursday for me. Because, if I have a couple of flaky ones responsibly,
Yeah.
coming to work on a Friday, I'll be fine.
You know what that reminded me for some reason is one of the reviews that we got a few weeks ago from one Tim. So, like racing, love a pun, follow these lads, cash emoji. Love the effort these lads put into the first to cover off the major weekends meetings, as well as my Monday morning drive to work so much better. Professional production, great analysis, positive opinions, and some good laughs. Best of all, they've helped me land a couple of winners. A must subscribe if you're a genuine fan of the great game. Now, that sounds like a 5-star review to me.
It sounds like a 6-star review.
He gave 4 stars, Tim.
Tim,
What are you doing, Tim?
that's hurtful.
It's like he's won by 6 lengths, and then he's weighed in light.
He's done exactly that. No other way to describe it. It's like giving something, a movie or a game or something, and you're reviewing it, and you're like, yeah, really liked it. There's no faults, and then giving it a 7 out of 10.
Why? We're just two part-timers doing their best, Tim.
Yeah, Tim. Look, if you have single-handedly jeopardised our sponsorship agreement with the good people at Ned's because, they're expecting a clean 5-star slate for all of our reviews, we'll be coming for you. That Monday morning drive to work might be a bit, unpleasant.
Let me indicate and get off here.
Yeah.
Friday night at, where is he? Canterbury Park at 7 p.m. Brisbane time, so 8 p.m. for all of you drifters in Sydney and Melbourne. Race 5, number 11 this time, Counter returns. He's $26.
Look, retrospectively, that's the price he should have been last time.
I can forgive him for one quarter.
Look, he's at an each-way price where if he actually turns up and behaves himself to handicap right sort of distance, like he could feature in the top 5.
The problem with this horse is you can't geld him again.
You can't. That's the problem.
That is the problem.
Like if he still had his nuts and played up like he did last week, I'd be like, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. He's just a bit coldish. I would be too. But he's already been gelded. he's a head case, he's a nutcase counter, but here's to hope that we have one pony who actually, shows some ticker.
$26. I could have a bet on him each way for giving his last run, because the one before that was bloody sensational.
Absolutely, yeah. If he turns up with the form of his previous run, then yeah, he'll run in the top 4.
And this is his first run in Australia where he hasn't been the top weight. So he's actually getting some weight relief for once. Rightfully so, because this is, I think, a class 1. Oh, benchmark 64. There you go.
Can he draw a gate, please?
No.
He never has.
Barrier 8's okay.
It's okay, but like I would have liked a 3 to 6.
Yeah, but
You can't have everything in life.
you can't. Can have Tyler Shearer on board, though. So I think this is, if Tyler wins this, I think, because Tyler was on Ruthless Dame when he saluted and she ran 4th, didn't she? Didn't he? I reckon that was Tyler. So
She didn't run 4th. Ruthless Dame.
yeah, this is early this year in the Sunshine Paris race.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. Yep.
I reckon all will be forgiven if Tyler can get counter across the line.
Uh-huh.
So that's our pony update. Now, one that we're a fan of, but we certainly do not own, because if we own this horse, you would never hear the end of it. Fireburn. Off to the breeding barn.
Cheers. Going to Japan.
Should we indulge?
Mate, indulge yourself. Mate, your pick wasn't mine. Have an indulge.
And Rise of the Masses are being caught deep, and a shuffle back as Best of Bordeaux pushes
Smashed.
on. Best of Bordeaux at the
600 from
600 just leads from Lady Laguna. Dormier's right there in 3rd, then Sweet Ride, 7 Vowels in the white cap. Coolangatta in the middle of the ruck, Seminac deeper out, followed then by Russian Conquest, Fireburn, and She's Extreme. Best of Bordeaux swings in front by a length on Dormier. Then came Sweet Ride from Lady Laguna. Coolangatta being called upon, running on. Best of Bordeaux just in front of Dormier, but Coolangatta's giving chase. Best of Bordeaux bravely in the lead from Coolangatta. Coming through is Fireburn with a big run off the fence, and Fireburn charges home and gives Gary Portelli his second golden slipper.
Spanked him.
And she got spanked in the running as well.
Yeah.
Almost a Triple Crown winner, mate. What a shame. Shame. She's two-time Group 1 winner.
Yep.
Yeah, she was just a really bloody good 2-year-old.
Yeah.
Really good. One of the best we've seen.
And she won again at 3 in the Queensland in her Queensland preparation as well.
She did.
I think over 2,000 metres.
Maybe over a mile, maybe? Or was it leading into the Oaks, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was the lead up to the Oaks where she actually was favourite.
Yeah, she got scratched.
Oaks,
Famously.
Yeah. Infamously.
Yes.
Should we get into some horse racing for this weekend?
Let's do it, mate. Let's do it.
We head back to Caulfield. Are you a fan of
Big Caulfield guy?
Okay, Chad. I was going to ask you about the extension of the spring. Are you a fan of that?
No.
I think the quality of the Thousand Guineas is not too bad.
Oh, mate, like it's a good meeting, like just generally speaking. But like I'm done with spring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for me, Champions Day was like the last hurdle. Didn't jump over it, like ran straight through it, and I was looking for the finish line, and then it's like I've gotten to the finish line, but the guy, the ref or the ump at the end's like, mate, you got another 50 meters to go. I'm like, well, I'm cooked.
Yeah.
So it's like an afterthought
for
me. Would have loved to have seen this meeting earlier on. Maybe a Wednesday meeting, that would have been cool, but
that's just you, though.
That's just me. Look, not one to have an opinion usually. What are your thoughts?
I don't mind it.
I'm not.
The card itself is really good.
I'm indifferent. It's a good card.
It is a good card. With some of our favourites going around early. Anyway, let's get to the 1,000 Guineas, 1,600 metres, Group 1 for the 3-year-old fillies. Now, how do you see this speed map? I kind of see not a hell of a lot of speed. I reckon Ezra out wide will probably go forward, maybe Vibrant Sun. But I reckon Jolistar could probably get up there, and I have no reason why Coeur Valent doesn't get the run of the race here.
She gets a great run. I don't see there being a lot of pace in this race, which makes it difficult for a horse like Skybird.
Where's she going to get?
from that gate.
How many rump stakes is she going to have in front of her?
Look, she's proven from what we've seen that she gets the job done from just about anywhere. I think if we're talking brilliance, I think she's probably the most brilliant out of all these.
Yes.
But to see the best of her, you want to see a truly run race. Look, my strike rate at the moment with picking how fast a race is going to be run is absolutely horrific. So, like, I'd hate to rule her out purely because I'm speculating that there's not going to be a lot of pace in this race. Because,
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Who knows?
Bo Mertens is absolutely on fire at the moment, and maybe because she's drawn in, she might actually sit a bit handier. But then if she's sitting handier, she's probably going to be smothered in there, and it's like, well,
Do you take away her brilliance?
yeah, how the hell am I going to get out? Yeah, is she better ridden quieter? So that's a query for mine. She went up favourite with the good people at Ned's, but she's eased out to 420, blaze it, which is the same price as Coeur Volant, which I think's probably fair.
Yeah.
Because what's Coeur Volant done wrong?
Absolutely nothing.
What's Blake Shin done wrong on her?
0, mate. 0.
Gate 5, she gets a better run in the race for mine than Skybird. So then you're banking on Skybird being a better filly, and I don't think you can say that definitively at this stage because we're doing the form based on prior knowledge, not future knowledge. We don't know what's around the corner.
Yeah. And Skybird's still in her first prep as well.
She is.
And I don't know, in these early season 3-year-old grand finals, I like them in their second or third preps.
Mike Moroney agreed. Mike Moroney reckons Coeur Volant might be one of the better fillies he's ever had, and he's had some smarties.
He's had Tafane, mate.
Yeah, she was pretty good.
How many Group 1s she went for? We went over this the other week.
Stradbroke, Tats Tiara, a Memsey, and then maybe one other.
It's pretty good.
4. It's pretty good. Pretty good, Tafane.
Yes, all aged.
All aged. That's right. So they're the two, right? But then having a closer look at the form, there's another one who I reckon's a big winning chance too. And you're taking her out of the Flemington Carnival. That's number 6, Jolly Star.
Sure.
J-Mac on.
Yeah.
So she's had a run of seconds. Second to Roll on High. Second to Arctic Glamour. Second to Facile. If you watch her last start, Magic Man was on. Basically gave Roll on High the perfect run into the race. She was right at the back as she drew out. Roll on High was right behind her, stalked her, comes across down the Flemington Straight, just runs past her with 50 metres to go, beats her maybe half a length, maybe a little bit more. If Roll on High was on this race, I reckon it'd be one of the favourites as well. So Jolly Star draws gate 1 here, J-Mac on, pings the gates typically from what you've seen of earlier form. So I reckon it'll be in the first third. It's a big winning chance for mine as well. So I'm at odds in terms of what pony I want to put on top because I'm probably leaning towards Coeur Volant over Skybird, but I think Jolly Star's a little bit of a stick in the mud. That's where my head's at.
I can understand.
Yeah.
There is absolutely no reason for me to jump off Coeur Volant.
No.
Absolutely no reason. So this has been the grand final all prep, and I think not only is Mike Moroney a big fan of this horse, but I think he's already got it figured out that space the runs, let her recover, get some work into her, and she's already proven from her 2 runs this prep that she's something special. Because that first up win was divine at Moonee Valley.
It was good. She looked good.
She looked sensational, but she also just peeked her way through. She got checked, went back inside, and still had the will to win. I think it's probably fair that both of her runs this start, the quality probably hasn't been there. But I look at someone like Skybird, I don't think the form out of her runs has been that good either. The positive for Skybird is that she won over the mile last start, whereas Coeur Volant, I could understand people go look at her last 200 metres of that 1,400 metre contest, like, will she run a mile?
Yeah, but she also drew the wide gate there and had to use some petrol tickets to get up and lead.
Well,
be close to the lead.
Well, that's my point.
Yeah, so chill out.
Yeah, just relax, guys.
Just relax.
I want to see a grand final horse on grand final day. Barrier 5, Chef's Kiss, Blake Shin. Yep, $100 on, Coeur Volant on top.
Don't have a betting strategy yet, Drifters. Because
it's Thursday.
Because it's Thursday, and I've, even though I've been given more time.
My God, you're sleeping until about midday.
Yeah, I am, but like I just need to give the race a bit more thought. But they're the three for me.
I understand that. Couple we haven't talked about, Arctic Glamour. So this...
Happy to risk.
Happy to risk?
Happy to risk.
Her starting price profile is something to behold if you like that. At $2.30, $1.85, $1.70.
Happy to take her on.
And she beat your horse, Jolly Star, that you were talking about. And the other one was one of my on-top selection who got scratched, kept for this, Quickster, who was very unlucky behind Skybird against the pattern at Moonee Valley last start. But yes, let's go to the Sir Rupert Clarke. Now, gee whiz, this is near on impossible. If you find the winner of this, congratulations.
Yeah, this one I'm confident in.
1,400 metres handicap. Tell me if you're confident. Please indulge me.
Magic Time, she's better.
Yeah?
Better, well weighted.
Okay.
Draws a sticky gate, but she'll roll forward, get some cover. Caulfield, railing through. Trust that enough. Mickey D. She, for me, is the one where I'm like, this reminds me of Miramasa. Completely different race, completely different gravy, completely different horse. I was looking at Miramasa in that race, like you were, and we both agreed that we're like, okay, we know where all his opposition's at.
Yeah.
We know where they're at.
Yep.
Where's the ceiling? Oh, fuck, there it is. Right above your head. Miramasa, where's the ceiling? Don't know. There's a sky roof up above. And he could be poking his head in.
I know, it's 2024 up there.
Exactly. That. I think we'll find out what his ceiling is about this time next year.
Yeah.
Miramasa. Look, is it Group 2 grade? Is it Group 1 handicap grade? I don't know.
It's better than whatever he versed.
Exactly. Magic Time, same sort of gravy. I know where a lot of these are at. You know what I mean? The likes of Valana. You know? Buffalo River.
Yep.
Crosshaven. All those types. Like, I know where they're at. Whereas Magic Time, she to me is like doing these ones.
Oh, of course she is.
Lightly raced, 4-year-old mare, narrowly beaten by Espiona. That form stood up. Beat Parasol in the division. Parasol, lol. Form around as Fura, 1,400 metres. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Weight relief. Like the gate is shit.
400 metres to find a position from the 1,400 metre shoot at Caulfield.
I'm hoping that the day plays like a midfield 3 wide with cover is where you want to be. So peel out, bang.
Oh, if there's a southwesterly breeze that is similar to Flemington, I'll just turn the TV off.
I've given wind a zero thought. Grifters, I'll give you a little inside word. Given an absolutely zero thought. No, I'm confident, and I think if she drew a gate, you're getting 420. Lol. With the good people at Ned's. If she drew a gate, I reckon she'd be more like a 330, 340 type of player.
Oh, absolutely. You're getting that because of the gate.
Exactly. So I'm going to chuck $100 on that because of the gate. So she's the one for me.
All right. I'm taking her on big time. And she's one of my favourites.
Yeah.
Magic Time. I was an early adopter to the Magic Time fan club. But taking her on, and the main reason is she's never been this deep into her preparation. She's been, two runs, third run in the invitation last start where she was awfully unlucky.
3 wide the trip.
She was sensational, very unlucky not to win that race, but this is her 4th run of the prep. I'm also not 100% sure if she's a 1,400 metre horse personally. I don't know. I think she's shown that she's very, very speedy over those shorter distances.
She's got a bit of pace in her legs, doesn't she?
She does. But if she wins, mate, I'd be very happy for you. Now, there is 2 horses that I'm extremely keen on the day in this race, because out of that, it's almost like a Horcrux, that meeting. You almost don't want to touch it, that Flemington Derby Day meeting. Ugh. But number 12, Muna Mech. Now, if you think that Magic Time's drawn badly, look where this thing is drawn.
Not well.
Barrier 18. My God.
In
But
his 71st start.
Iron
Imagine
Horse.
that.
Look
Imagine
who's in
that.
the saddle.
Yeah, Luke Curry.
He's coming over.
Why is he coming over? He's not coming over for a holiday.
Last time I reckon he did this, he won the All-Star Mile on Mr. Brightside.
Yeah, he did.
So
You're getting a price about Moonamec, aren't you?
$12 is
I
a
reckon
bit.
it's a bit Bit big.
Big price. And he's already come in a bit. And if this horse wins at single figures, I'll be fuming. But because his last 200 was actually the quickest out of the Flemington meeting. Now, he was held up for 100 of those. He was absolutely storming through the line. So
Flying.
he is up to this in his bloody hooves. He's won 8 times at the 1400 metres. He's won once and placed the other time. The 2 times he's been at the track, so he gets around Caulfield as well. I just hope that this horse is absolutely flying with 53.5 on his back. Now, the other one, if you're a big sectionals guy, is number 15, Crosshaven.
Crosshaven, yeah.
He was...
Flying.
He ran the exact same sectional as Munimek for the last 200 metres in that spacewalk race, where he was beaten, 0.2 of a length. A bee's dick in other news. So I could also see that horse winning, but there's no way on my podcast I'm putting that thing on top. So Munimek, $50 each way in my Group 1 strategy.
Cool.
Let's get to the rest of the Caulfield card A.
Let's do it.
Race 4 on the program is the Thoroughbred Club Stakes, 1200 metres, Group 3. Any firm opinions here? Commemorative?
No, I'm happy to take commemorative on. I just thought she was a bit flat.
She was on the fence on Melbourne Cup Day, not the place to be.
No, it isn't the place that you want it to be, but I'm not saying she sort of died in the arse. Look, this thing doesn't win out of turn. Saltaire. It's only got the 1 win from 9 starts, but I think this is the right sort of race for it. You know what I mean? Form around Gumdrops, Mumbai Muse, 3rd up here. Not a lot of confidence, but it's my on top selection, I'd say. The Johnny O'Shea horse. Like the form's good enough for me to back her here. Commemorative, yeah. A Miraval Rose. The Graham Begg horse. Where did I see that run?
Which one?
Miraval Rose. I saw it run at some point. I can't remember if it was a midweeker, but anyway, it looked like a smart horse too. But $4 is too short for me out of midweek. Right?
Kyneton.
Yeah, exactly. Kyneton. There you go.
Another grunt filly.
Interesting.
1200 metres start at Caulfield is absolutely fine if you've drawn out wide. They have 800 metres or thereabouts to actually find a position. It's a nice long straight there, that side of Caulfield. So plenty of time to find a position. I'm not that interested in the race, to be honest. I think if I had it on top selection, it probably would be commemorative, just because I think she is pretty good, and I'm happy to forgive her on a day where you want it to be the middle to outside of the track at Flemington. But yeah, the other one is number 6, Material Dreams. Brings some weird and exotic form lines. Beat the likes of like Hydro Star, who's an old iron horse at Geelong last start. So beat the older blokes and girls at Geelong. Material Dreams. Luke Curry in the saddle as well. I do this a bit. I kind of find a jockey and then I stick by him, Race 5 on the program is the Caulfield Village Stakes. 1100 metres listed handicap. Now, Barber went down as a short price favourite at Flemington last start. I'll be shocked if he actually runs here, because they seem to scratch him 3 times until they run him.
Yeah. I think if you're keen on him here, I wouldn't talk you out of it. But there's just a few other things in this race that I think are making me a little bit scared if it was back in Barber. What about my horse, Semillion?
Oh, yeah?
Form around Ranting.
Yeah.
Form around She Dances, who's flying this prep.
Yep.
You're still getting a decent price about him. So, like, if I wanted to back a weak-gutted dog like Jai McNeil each way, then he'd be my pony. But I think Barber can bounce back here. But, yeah, to your point, I wouldn't be surprised if they scratched him. There was a South Australian horse here who's been running the times, apparently. Yep. Screeper. out of Lonhro, actually, interesting enough.
Yeah.
Like, who's he been beaten up on over in South Australia? But they've actually been flying the South Australian horses.
The Mafia
Yeah.
has had this as his best bet the 2 times it's gone around.
There you go.
So
Look, he could be a bet here.
could be. Take it on, though.
With Similian?
No, but I'm going, well, you said weak-gutted dog. Jamie Neal going weak-gutted dog, extremely lucky. That horse. Reason why, it's had 4 runs this prep, all Sydney leg. Hasn't run into the placings. He gets back onto his Melbourne leg. Now, it's 7 starts, 3 wins, a second and a third. This horse just might not go the Sydney way of going.
He might not go very quick.
But we've seen him in Melbourne go pretty quick. And in Adelaide.
We have.
So, K-Mac on board, 54 kilos, barrier 4. I'm happy to give this horse one more chance on his Melbourne leg again. Why not? Race 6 is the Blue Sapphire Stakes. Now, this used to be not a bad little lead up to the Coolmore.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't 1,400 metres. I thought it was 12.
It wouldn't have been. So it's completely changed.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
Come on, man. Don't be such a historian, you know.
Oh, gee whiz. Does Brave Mead bounce back here, going back to 1,400 metres? I think that's a little bit icky. Arkansas Kid out of the Coolmore.
Done nothing wrong.
So he's probably my on-top selection here.
I agree.
What's he, 4th up here, 3rd up here?
Yeah, 4th up.
4th
in a Coolmore looks better, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd rather have him than Brave Mead. Like, Brave Mead is clearly a grade B, grade C type.
Yeah.
Whereas Arkansas Kid might be just beneath the A1s.
And Ollie's last ever Caulfield meeting, do you reckon he's going to leave anything in the tank? Nah. Although he won't want to get it suspended again because he'll actually miss that
Spring Carney.
that Perth meeting.
Perth Carney, sorry, not the Spring Carney.
Yeah, so Arkansas Kid, I think he's a nice little bet.
Yeah, I think so.
Sorry, mate, we might boring you. Let's go to the last, The How Now Stakes. Group
How
3,
now, Brown Cow?
Group 3 for the mares, set weights penalties, 1,200 metres. Your girl, She Dances, is the favourite here. She just get the job done again?
Trickier here, She Dances. Like, she's a mare in form, right? Like, no reason to jump off her for mine. She gets herself into the race. She can sit off the speed. Like, she's a reliable mare in this sort of grade. Coming up against some stiff competition. Queen of the Ball, I reckon she won very well.
Brained him.
Very well down the straight last start on Derby Day at a pretty decent price, might I add. My tip in that race, I can't exactly recall. It might have been Rose Quartz. And Rose Quartz is here as well. She's probably more of a straight horse, so it makes it trickier for She Dances, but I've got no reason to jump off her.
Red card.
Red card, that's right. Shit.
Let me get my magnifying glass out. Look at this horse's form, Queen of the Ball. I think they've figured something out with her down the straight. Ride her cold. Ride her a bit colder. She was bloody up the arse end there.
She was, yeah. And one of the few against the pattern on the day.
Yeah, and, you know, she's been settling like 4th at the 400 against the likes of Magic Time, beaten 3 lengths. She was leading Sunshine in Paris, only beaten 2.5. You know, 2nd at the 400 against the likes of Parasol at 1,100, where she's a good filly.
Parasol.
She's a good filly at those shorter distances. But I think they've just learned something there. It's like, ride her a bit quieter and then actually unleash her late. Ollie, the last time he'll be at Caulfield, he'll get a winner here. And I could easily see this horse starting favourite with all the punters jamming into Ollie in the last.
Completely understand that.
Yep. Let's go to Newcastle. Newey. Let's go to the Hunter.
The scene of the crime. Isn't that where Counter's run was? No, it was Kembler, wasn't it?
Gosford or something.
Yeah. Okay.
I know.
Anyway.
Anyway, I'll tell you this for free. It ain't Randwick.
No, it certainly isn't.
The Hunter. Now, our guy Marzu is your $4.60 favourite in the Hunter, 1,300 metres. Handicap, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy to take the old fella on here.
Apparently there's a little bit of rain around
Not that I can see.
in Newcastle.
Let me have a look.
Because if there's rain around, like Marzu, our guy, like certainly will be right in this with hot Nash on. But it's not as simple as, you know, Marzu rock up, Marzu win the race. Even though he's got form out of the Everest, he's got form out of the Giga Kick Stakes. Yeah, he's not going as well this year as what he has been. Obviously, like Captain Obvious saying that, it's such an obvious thing for someone to say about Marzu. Look, she was a little bit disappointing last start in the invitation. But yeah, Opal Ridge, my girl, I could get sucked into her at that price over 1,300 metres, lightly weighted, 53 kilos on. But the chances do not stop there. King of Sparta can certainly run a big race. Coal Crusher can run a big race. Far Too Easy can run a big race. But yeah, I'll probably have a little spec on Opal Ridge, but not a big one.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not that keen.
Yeah. I understand that.
Yeah, she's my girl.
She was one of the two that I was weighing up. Yeah, so they've got like 10 mils scheduled predicted for tomorrow, but Newcastle's a pretty good draining track. Like, we saw that meeting get shifted to Newcastle from Randwick when it was rained out during the week.
Fangirl?
The Vanity Stakes.
Vinery stud.
Yes.
And it was actually 1,850 metres, not 2,000.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Anyway. Happy to take Marzu on here. If it's wet, so be it. But Opal Ridge was one, but the King
Sparta, yeah, good horse.
Now, let me tell you why the King wins this. Let me see my notes here. Listen to this for stuff that went wrong last start. 5 wide, no cover. 5 wide.
You can't win a lot of races being 5 wide.
You can't. Lost a plate in the run? Yeah. That can't possibly help. And he was still only beaten a shade over 4 lengths. I think you could make a brilliant case that this horse is ready to peak here. He was sensational first up, King of Sparta. Sensational.
Yeah, he was.
Star Patrol ran like a busted ass in the Champions Sprint. But I'm going to forget about that.
Winning chance.
I think he's a good bet at $6.50. And with the scratchings, he comes into, bang, barrier 7.
Lucky number 7, they say.
Yep. Where did Without a Fight jump from in the Caulfield Cup? 7, bruh.
There you go.
2 more races to look at Newey. Actually, let's just look at the one, because there's one I'm not even going to give it the time of day. Let's go to the Beaufort race 6, 2,300 metre handicap. Thought Stroke of Luck was a good bet here. Thought he was pretty strong, although it was Wild Planet that got over him late, which gives me a bit of an icky vibe. But I think he's been pretty good this prep. Barry 14 stinks. It sucks. But yeah, if you're a forgiving type of operator, Canberra legend who, was finished 7th behind the likes of Stroke of Luck and Wild Planet, is $4.40 here. Could improve, but I don't know, just that run gave me no confidence.
Yeah, he's a bit of a gross horse, so he hasn't won for a very long time. Number 3, Skylab.
Yeah.
This is a sort of race that I could see someone like him popping up. Jeez, he's short, but he's $6 with the good people now.
I know.
Would have wanted double figures there. Yeah. But, yeah, might have a little sneaky play on Skylab, but 0 confidence.
Maybe Stockman. He was in that Wild Planet race.
Yeah, maybe.
I could see him, but I have it in my mind's eye that horse is a 2-miler, but he's never won over the 2 mile.
Makes things interesting, doesn't it?
Yeah, this could actually be the grand final for that horse. Now that I look at it a bit more closely, but my God, when is the last time this horse won? 56 weeks ago. No, you can leave me out of him. Leave me out.
No thanks.
The race I want to ignore is race 7, the Spring Stakes. Now, if you are confident about this race, my God, credit to you, because there is bloody form lines coming from everywhere here. You know what I've noticed is that Gary Portelli just doesn't know when to spell his horses.
No.
Kintai's been bloody running his bloody head off.
Yeah, he's been up for a long time, hasn't he? When was his first run of this prep? We're still going. Actually in Newcastle, funnily enough, on the 29th of July. And
it's a long prep.
He's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 runs since then.
It's long.
And he wouldn't even, he was there or thereabouts early on in the prep, but with every subsequent run, he's gotten worse and worse. So, no, you couldn't find me betting into this race, mate.
No way.
I'll tell you that much for free.
Because there's some up-and-coming horses that have come out of like these super maidens in midweek grade, the likes of like your Invincible Spy and your Heads You Lose for Chris Waller as well. But, yeah, you can't possibly have me betting into this.
Stinky.
I reckon that is about it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then what? We've got a bloody WA Group 1s pretty much next weekend.
Is it next weekend?
It is, Railway Stakes. And there's a horse in the Railway Stakes who I should have jumped on earlier because she was double figures in futures and now she's trimmed right up. And she was a good winner for the Source last weekend.
Oh.
Roots is going over there.
I did see that. Should be awfully
She
hard
was
to beat.
opened $11. Ridiculous price.
So what you're telling me is that she would have brained him in the Empire Rose. And now she's going to jump over there. Ugh. Yuck. And did I see Zaki's heading there too?
For the Northerly Stakes, which is the one that Amelia's Jewel won last year as a 3-year-old filly.
When she beat no one, but she beat Cascadian that day.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Interesting to see who Zaki's opposition is going to be in that race because it could just be a fly in, fly out job.
I'm definitely going to send a text to the Prince this weekend. I need to get my head around this Perth form.
Who are these up and coming horses?
Quick Smart.
Yeah, who are these up and coming horses, Prince? Your Highness.
Yeah, so I reckon this is probably for a bit more for off air, but I reckon we do the Perth Carnival, have a short break, and then I think we actually commit to doing the Magic Millions this year.
Yeah, I think so.
I reckon that'd be good.
Mm-hmm. Keen.
All right. Cheerio. We'll see you Sunday.
See you, Drifters.